Good to go. Technical difficulties out of the way. I'm sure that's not the first and the last of this stream. But yeah, new platform. So that's why a bit of teething problems. Obviously, got the Broski Hass in the building. What's happening, Hass?
All good. Nice to be back again. As always, we're going to get into some interesting topics. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, you're fresh off the chlorophyll dub and the Visty dub. But yeah, we'll touch on that in a little bit. As you can see from my right, we've got the reverse Duck Camos, broskis. If you haven't seen the unboxing, the double unboxing with the Air 180s, go and check that out too. But we are going to talk about them. We have to, innit? We have to. So Hass, we got to talk, bro. We got to talk. Obviously, you introduced yourself on the podcast, and we have to talk about it straight off the bat. Air Max 1 Patta Chlorophylls. How you feeling? Let the broskis know. What was your outcome?
Well, bro, I've got to say, I'm feeling really good. First of all, I don't know if you watched our previous podcast. Me and Erkin were both like, yeah, we're going to go through it. Hopefully we both hit on it, this, that, and the other. So I think the build up to it was that we both had things to do on the build up to the actual drop. So Erkin had a doctor's appointment. I was busy working. So I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? Because it's just not going to work. Anyway, cut the long story short. I've been a bit ill recently, a bit poorly. And I had to go home like a couple of hours before the drop. And whilst I'm on my death's door in my bed, I managed to hit on the chlorophylls. Went in there pretty smooth. Got to the checkout. Obviously, the usual catch fuzz and stuff. Had to go through that, but it was pretty smooth sailing for me. I was pretty much instantly in and out. Got my size, and that was it. And judging by that, I thought it was going to be an easy cop. And obviously spoke to Erkin on the phone, or we messaged each other. I said, did he get it? Did he get it? He's like, no, bro. I was like, I had like socks and t-shirt in my basket as well. And I missed out on it. And I was like, what? So long story short, I managed to cop. It was a bit bittersweet because obviously, I wanted Erkin to hit on it as well. And I know how much he, we spoke about the chlorophylls and stuff and how important it is in recent sort of sneaker culture. But yeah, it's been a good week, man. It's been a really good week. I've got quite a few dubs this week, or last week, should I say. But the chlorophylls, man. I mean,
man, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like you build it up so much, and then, to be honest, I'm not as mad as I was when I first missed out, because the prices are okay. Now, if I wanted to reach back, I could. Do you know what I mean? But we've got a highlighted comment here from Air Patrick Swoosh, a restock on the Patta the chlorophylls. Yeah, that leads me on to my next point. That's why I'm not in a rush to obviously go out and pay resale just yet. There's rumors, there's whispers, careless whispers, if you will, no pun intended. But it's like there's so many rumors going on about sneakers drop. Obviously, some retailers might be getting a drop as well. And there might be a restock on the Patta website because there were a lot of cancelled orders, whether that was through because of bot orders, or even in the comments, I've actually seen some people use the discount code provided by Patta, a 15 or 10% off. Their orders got cancelled too, which is so unfortunate because, you'd think if it's accepted the code, surely it would go through and everything's all cushy. But yeah, what have you heard, Hasma? Have you heard anything about?
So obviously, as you do in a few of my groups and stuff, posted the fact that I hit on the shoes and stuff. And then people were posting me saying, bro, you need to check, check your emails and stuff because they've been cancelling orders and stuff. So I usually take things in my stride. I'm like, look, if they cancel it, they cancel it. It is what it is. But then someone told me if you've used a discount code for 10%, then a lot of people are having their orders cancelled. Luckily, there was no discounts involved for me, so I just used a credit card straight up. I didn't even want to chance it with PayPal or anything like that, and managed to get in there. But yeah, it's been a strange one because I also heard stories of people going to the actual Patta store and not having a ticket they had to acquire beforehand in the park to actually acquire the shoes. And then, you know, they only had like, I think 150 pairs on the day. So you can see how, you know, how limited these shoes were. So, but yeah, I'm still waiting to see if there is going to be a wider release, and not only on Patta's website or anything. So people are available to sort of grab a pair for themselves as well.
Yeah. And even obviously the exclusive access, or the early access, I should say, you'd think there would have been a bit easier to get. And a lot of people were outraged. Like, that's why I literally got home from the doctor's appointment, jumped straight on live, had to vent, you know, had to let it out somewhere because I knew some people were in the same boat as me. And it just looked like a bit of a, you know, lackluster release. Obviously, I'm going to say that because I'm still sour, but it doesn't make sense. Whether the bot protection weren't there as much as we thought it would be, or they didn't have as much pairs as we think because of the early access, surely you'd think, you know, there'd be more to go around. But it's a weird one. Now, we've got a comment from K-Man here. The article says exclusive to Patta, if I move my logo out of the way, from the Nike website. So, yeah, there's so many rumors and whispers going around whether there is another drop coming. With the Monarchs, like we spoke about on the podcast, and that wave, that pack, they were already loaded up. You know, they were loaded up for a while, a lot of raffles. But with this, with the chlorophylls, there hasn't been anything, like, apart from word of mouth, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. And even like us, obviously, we do our research. We look at stuff that's going to be coming up in the next few months and stuff. And it's not really common knowledge when drops are happening or when things are going to be released. So, yeah, it's quite sad to see that so many people have missed out because they haven't been informed, or Patta haven't really. In fairness, Patta's actually stepped up their advertising in the last month or so, because every time you open up Instagram, they've got videos on, they've got people wearing the shoes and stuff. But that was only in the last 3-4 weeks. Like, it was nothing but, I don't know about you, but every time I went onto Instagram, it was chlorophyll, like page after page, and it's like creating that hype. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, there was a big buzz around it, and it just, it's just crazy, like, because people been waiting for so long, and then miss
exactly.
out stuff,
Now I'm with you, because it looked like a lot of the people that were a bit, you know, friendlier with the brand, or knew people who knew people, they definitely got their pairs early, a week or two early, which is fine. That's the game, you know what I mean? That's how it is. But what rattled me a little bit was the early access when, bro, we both signed up with 2 emails to their subscribe list. I added it to the calendar as well, the Google Calendar, wherever it was. Yeah. And I think Sneakonomics, he put on his, he spoke briefly about the release, and he said people who subscribed to it and everything, that's who got the early access, which isn't true, unfortunately, because I signed up with 2 emails, got nothing. Even Sneaker Jossie spoke about it, showed his voice notes on the live stream beforehand. And yeah, he was as baffed as I was. He was gassing me up saying, bro, if I'm getting early access and I never shop on there, surely there's enough pairs to go around. You should be excited and stuff. And yeah, logic says that would have been the case, but yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
I just think it was random, to be honest with you. I don't think it had anything to do with if you've been a loyal customer, which I think in many cases it should be. But I just think it was totally random. And those who just signed up on the day managed to get EA. I didn't manage to get EA, but I certainly think, and this might be another topic for another day, it's like, I know me and you, Kim, we love Patta. I'm a big fan of Patta, Parra, Nike, but it's almost like loyalty is not really rewarded every time, is it? Because, you know, when a huge drop like this comes out, you want to sort of be one of the first, or you know, one of the front runners to be able to get something. And I think companies should do more to reward loyalty, rather than, you know, people buying shoes to sell them on, or just because they're, you know, caught up with the hype on the day and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, I agree. That's what gets me sour the most, because it's like, all right, cool. You're able to get a pair. That's what it should be, you know, being able to buy the shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my size. 8.5 was my size. So like we were saying before, as soon as I got in there, it literally took me like a minute to get everything done from top to finish, top to bottom, sorry.
Yeah. And what annoys me is I know that Air Max 1 chlorophyll, I'd probably fit better with an 8.5, but my mind just says go for a 9 just to be on the safe side. Worst case, because it's such a popular size, you can sell it on and then get the 8.5. But here's me trying to get all the socks and the scarves and everything else, whatever they had, and it didn't work out. But yeah, definitely, I think 8.5, because even on the chat on the live stream, a lot of people said, yeah, I hit on an 8.5, my true to size. Some people woke up in America at like 5:30, which is fair play, like 5 o'clock, whatever it was. They told me just to get the pair. They won overseas, which is amazing. Yeah, it's a weird one, man. I'm not. It's more annoying the fact that there's all these resellers, and there should have been more protection in that sense. I don't know how you could gauge it online if you're not bought in, you're just copying manually. It's very weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, all we had to do was look at a couple of your previous streams after the drop when we done checks on eBay and how much the shoes were going for. It was ridiculous. It was like some people had it up for £500-600, you know.
Yeah.
Or it's the usual sort of people on the day, they'll just want a quick sort of sale, want to get rid of it on the first day. It's a shame, really. It really is a shame. But unfortunately, and this is the thing, guys, like whoever's watching as well, we're not really going to get rid of the resale market, are we? I mean, some people are in it for the money and some people are in it because they love it. So it's something that's never going to go away, really, but it's the nature of the beast. We've accepted that as
part of the game.
You know, it's all part of the game.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking the other day, like, as much as we do hate resellers to an extent, we're spoiled by them too, because imagine 2004 when they first came out, obviously fairly new with their collaborations, whatever else. But if you missed out on that initial drop, how would you be able to get them? Do you know what I mean? It would just be like people you knew who were selling or conventions and stuff like that. But nowadays, you miss out, you just hop on eBay or StockX or whatever, and then, do you know what I mean? You can just cop them, whether it is twice the price or whatever. It's mad. So as much as we do, you know, beat down the resale market, at the same time, we are spoiled in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point you make, to be honest with you. I mean, as much as we do hate resellers and having to pay resale, you know, without these people, we wouldn't be able to get a hold of pairs that to some of us grails, or to some of us a pair that we've wanted for a long time. So 100% agree with you. It's a really good point you make. But yeah, look, anything's attainable these days for the right price. So you know, it depends how much you want it. That's the thing.
That's it, man. And do you know what? It can be luck as well, man. Because how many times have you hit, other people haven't, and you haven't, and other people have hit? And like we said on the podcast, it's a part of the game. You know what I mean? You have to take the rough with the smooth. Like this month has been a good month. Ma Maniere Freeze, the mockers, you know, all these shoes that you'd think in the past you wouldn't be able to miss out. Yeah, I know people might be like, oh, they're bricks and whatever. But bro, if you don't like them, you don't have to like them. Do you know what I mean? People who want to wear them do get them, and they're happy. Like, we're happy with it, man. So yeah, we're going to move on though to your next dub. Now, this one is serious because I'm not an SB Dunk guy. I know I've got an SB Nike top on, but you're an SB Dunk guy notoriously. So talk us through, bro.
Yeah. On, I think, the very next day after the chlorophylls dropped, I'm a part of quite a few groups and stuff, you know, sneaker groups, this, that, and the other, and from the States as well. And being an SB head, I know the Visty Verdys are dropping this weekend. This Friday, should I say, on the 20th. Not everyone's cup of tea, but for sure, these are super limited, and people are gonna want to get their hands on these. And I saw these at the turn of the year when they released some not promotional photos, but they leaked some images and stuff. And I thought, you know what, that is me right there. I need a pair of these. Like I said, not everyone's cup of tea, Yeah, went on to one of the groups over stateside, and they entered directly through Verdy's website, Verdy's gift shop, and they ran a raffle through the EQL. I don't know if anyone's too familiar with EQL. Basically, it's a fair sort of raffle.
Ma Maniere did that, I think, as well, didn't they? On their
that's right.
On their
That's
website.
right. So I managed to enter an hour before the raffle closed, thinking, why not? I'll go for it. And if I do hit, I know I might pay, 30, 40 pounds over retail, but I will have secured the shoes, sort of thing. So I woke up the next day. Everyone's going through their, winners, losers, etc. Checked my email, winner. And I thought, no, this can't be real. Like, it can't be real, Entered an hour to go, stateside, and I got the dub straight away. So, yeah, I got the confirmation. It's all gone through. Payment's gone through. They've created a shipping label. So it's all going through. So, yeah, absolute dub for me. These obviously remind me of the Grateful Dead SB Dunks that come out quite a few years ago, but they are like hella expensive at the moment. And these just remind me of those, with the furry hits, and, it's just a unique piece to have. So, like I said, it's not to everyone's taste, but definitely unique. Unique shoes.
It's given me sort of Sean Wotherspoon meets Sully from Monsters Inc. vibes.
I was gonna say this Monsters Inc. just now, and you took the words out of my mouth. These great lines. Absolutely, man. That is a great comparison.
So the official release is what, 19th of September, according to Hypebeast. Is there like raffle, obviously sneakers as well, or is there any more drops?
So typically with SB Dunks, it's the skate stores that drop raffles beforehand. Some drop it after, but most of them drop it beforehand. So I've already entered one more. Just I want to try and hit on a few more if I can, a couple more, just so that I can. I'm not reselling, by the way. That's not what I do, but I do like to help people out where I can. Those that miss, if it's their size, I sell it for retail, and all it costs is just the shipping. If people can't meet up, so I've already entered through Focus. They're a skateboard company based in Scotland, a skate shop, and there is going to be a few more as well. Probably Route 1, Flat Spot, your usuals, Welcome Skate. So yeah, anyone in the chat, anyone watching the show, if you do want to go in for these, look at the skate shops. They are going to hold raffles, and then on Friday it'll be going through the sneakers app as well. So chance your luck,
Nice, man, nice. Do you know what? Like I said, I'm not an SB Dunk guy, but you can appreciate a shoe for someone else, like in terms of that's special. Do you know what I mean? Like even the dunks of part, like SB Dunks of past, you just can see what's going to be banging, what's going to be a future grail for a lot of people and appreciated. The fact that it's got like these furry prints where I've seen some people have shaved them off, like pre-release and whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. What they've been doing with SB Dunks over many years now, it's like a subculture in its own to the sneaker community, but I don't blame a lot of people, man. I do not blame them. Yeah,
look, it's a great pair. It's a great pair to hit on. Even if you're not an SB fan and someone who just appreciates something a bit different, something, that's going to be, because look, this is going to be talked about over years. Okay, it's not just going to come out and it's not going to just sit in one corner. Over the next 5-10 years, people are going to look back at these SBs and say, "Whoa, do you remember when they dropped the Verdys?" Same way we look at the Grateful Deads and a few other pairs. We look back at those and think, "Wow, what a pair of shoes they dropped!" And did I manage to cop? Blah blah blah. But yeah, man, it's I got the dub and I'm happy. And it's been a great week.
Good week. It's been a good week. At least one of us got the patters. That's all I'm saying, man. I can live vicariously through you, bro. I'm not too mad. We are going to touch on. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Someone's got to win. We are going to touch on the Duck Camos very shortly and the 180s. But there was a comment here. Upcoming shoes. Is there anything you're looking forward to? I know, obviously, it's been a very expensive month or two for you, Has, but is there anything that sort of stands out like next up?
So I'm not officially released on Sneakers app just yet. I believe there's a pair of Vomeros which we spoke about And these are going to, I believe, these are winter bangers. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like a more rugged version of the Vomero 5. So those of you who are into your Vomeros, those type of shoes, Nike are releasing, and I believe the flax version there on the left, Erkin, is what's releasing first. If you like your Vomero 5s, these are sort of armored Vomero 5s, absolute beasts, right? So these for me are going to be winter bangers, right? You can wear this out. It's all weather. For me, I think the comfort's going to be on point with these as well, because Vomeros, for me, typically, they're really comfortable. It's like walking on air. So, I believe there's a pair that's going to also release, which might interest you and even me as well, which is the triple blacks.
Yeah,
the triple blacks look absolutely
naughty.
They just look winter bangers for me. Winter bangers. I mean, chat, let us know what you think. I like these a lot. I like Vomero 5, so naturally it's a natural progression for me to try and cop one of these. And you know what? As much as my pockets have taken a hit, I'm already thinking I want the flax and the triple blacks as well. Erkin, talk to me, man.
Yeah, do you know what? I saw this on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, the flax pair, and I was like, nah, do you know what? There's not been any talk about them releasing just yet, but I shared them on my story. Got a lot of people messaging me, oh, bro, when are they out? How much? I was like, I don't know, bro. I just saw it on Sneaker News Twitter. So, yeah, definitely giving me like Gore-Tex vibes. But if I don't know if you remember the UGG, the sort of UGG protectors that you could put your shoes into. Do you remember those?
Yes,
it was like
I do.
It's kind of giving me that kind of vibe as well.
Yeah.
I actually reviewed those, funnily enough. But yeah, 100%. This is like, it's one of them shoes where for winter and possibly fall, these will have you, man. These will have you, because they don't look like a Gore-Tex where they'll be less breathable. It looks like it has the right mixture. It's got the sort of utility toggle here on the top.
Bro, you can see the material there is
the ripstop.
It's going to be like rainproof, guaranteed. But I'm also wondering on the heel tab if it has the 3M hits on the heel tab. I know on the loops it might be 3M as well, which will be
it looks like it. It looks like it to me. The lace hoops have got it. It looks like even the little sort of strips on the laces look like it has it too. But definitely the heel tab at the back looks like it has the 3M, which is crazy, man.
Yeah, that for me is a banger, man. I mean, that 100% is going to be up my street for winter. Come on, we've got to have heat for winter, you know.
Yeah, you have to.
And these, for me, the beauty of these as well, you can just wear it with anything, you know, pair of jeans, pair of joggers, you name it, and just go out there and you're good, you know.
It looks like a lot of details have changed. Like obviously the outsole is different, as you can see. Very much like an ACG kind of vibe to the shoe. But yeah, a lot of ripstop. Looks like they're kind of taking inspiration from the drifts, the Air Max 90 drifts that we had recently as well. So yeah, I'm digging it, man. The flax is definitely, it's calling me, but at the same time, look, all these other colorways, the blue with the white on white, obviously the black with the white, and oh man, there's so much they can do with this shoe.
It's almost like I don't know if you remember Power Rangers, right? You know when they build up all the Power Rangers together to build one Megazord.
That's it.
It's almost like they've leveled up on it and they've just merged it all now into like one big Megazord. But yeah, that honestly, man, this is for me. It's going to be talked about, obviously. Not quite sure when it's coming out yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be some point next month in October. They fall, so we'll see, man. That flax is calling my name.
Yeah, there's not really any talk about the release, but it has to be, innit? Like at least autumn, fall. Yeah, it says here indications point towards fall, winter 2024. But it looks like a hefty price tag of $180, which I believe is about what, $150 for us?
155, I think.
155, yeah. That's standard. I mean, for Vomero at retail, that's kind of standard. I mean, I've got one pair, which is the silver MS pair, which with the orange hits and the navy hits, but I got them luckily for a on sale for 80 quid. And you've got a couple pairs of the Vomero 5s, haven't you?
Yeah, just for the show. I mean, I've taken them over here just to show you guys.
Yeah.
So these are the Supersonics, which they've just re-released. There was another drop of these, I think today they dropped. And you know what? These are crazy. Honestly, I showed Erkin a couple of pictures of these actually lighting up in blue. So you've got this hill here which lights up in blue, and then the side panels all light up in blue, the medial and the lateral as well. Just a fire pair of shoes, man. They're just great pair of shoes, so light and comfortable. But these are great. They pretty much sold out on release, and the first pair I bought before the Supersonics was the design by Japan, which are these. I mean, for me,
very nice.
These now just bring on a different sort of style, very stylish. I wore these a few times during the summertime, you know, matched it up with some, you know, some fire fits. But look, I mean, that's just so many details to go through, even if that bit there, you know, the shiny bit on there.
Yeah.
You know, to the blue, I think you get 2 laces with it as well. The blue laces, the blue hits on there. And it's all very sort of, your typical sort of Japanese design. And even the inside, if I can show you, it's got
very nice. Okay.
Right there as well.
Yeah. I like the oversized swoosh. That's just like off-white kind of vibe.
It just stands out. I mean, check that. I mean, it's just crazy. And then these are just really comfortable and they're really stylish as well. But I don't know if these are readily available at the moment. They were limited, I think, to just women's sizing. So being 8.5, I managed to cop a pair. I think they were going up to size 9, and they were released only through, I think, 7 store, Hip, and a couple of other outlets as well. So they weren't widely released or anything, but absolutely cool pair of shoes, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing them and I saw the price and I was like, nah. For me, I have a bit more, like I have to take a bit more care, but definitely a shoe I can appreciate from afar. Now, next to me, we'll start off with the reverse Duck Camos from 2020 making a comeback. We all know the story behind the Atmos Duck Camo pair. You know, they've just reversed it basically. If we know, we know. And these are very nice. Like I think it's basically the same as the 2020 pair. However, I do think, from what I remember, the underlays are a bit more on the pinker side. I think Nike are calling it like a radiant red or something. So it's not sort of 1 for 1, but it's near enough there. Like with the swoosh, you know, shiny, but very, very cool shoe. I mean, I didn't get it when it was on a 2020 release, but I knew people who were reselling this. Someone messaged me actually before jumping online. They resold their pair for like 300 quid back then. Now, obviously this was like one of at a time where the 90s were banging. It was booming. It was like what was it? It was like was it 30th anniversary? I think it was the 30th anniversary. And we had so many 90s going around. This was one that shook the culture at the time. Obviously, reselling was crazy, COVID and everything else. Then they released the whole pack, didn't they? I think it was the green and orange.
Green one.
Yeah. But this one, obviously, infrared. If you're a 90 fan or an Air Max fan, you're a fan of infrared. So this was the one that stood out to me. I think it was 7 store and ends got early pairs. Tried to cart on my 9 UK, my true to size. Didn't happen. So I tried my luck with an 8.5. Does fit, but I like a little bit of room with a 90. Some sneakers you can get away with, but I think with a 90, you need a bit of room. Just a shame there's no like black box or like a different kind of box. It's a red standard one.
It's not an official collab, so they went with a standard box, but definitely take inspiration from Atmos, obviously. But yeah, absolutely. And it look comes with that hang tag as well.
Got the hang tag, the laces too. You get 2 spare laces, which is cool. You know, for a GR, technically, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So, what about you, Has? I remember you messaged me. Did you go for them or?
Yep, I did go for them. I managed to cop a pair about 2 hours ago from 7 store, 8.5, true to size. I was going to actually go for these on Thursday when they release on sneakers, but I just couldn't wait. So I'll probably have them in hand by Wednesday now, I'm assuming. So it takes a couple of days for delivery. But for me, they look absolutely fire. But my question to you is, this year we've had quite a few GRs, right? And I think GRs this year, it's been a year of the GR this year. Honestly, general releases have been fire this year.
Yeah.
Where would you rank these 90s in terms of sort of top 10 GRs this year?
Oh, it's tough, man, because it's a bit technical. Like there's some retros like this one. It's a GR after all, but it does draw inspiration from the Atmos collab. But then we've had the TNs, you know, the Pimentos or Sunsets, Voltage Purples. It's a tough one. I definitely have it in my top 10 as an Air Max fan. Do you know what I mean? Top 5, maybe I could say top 5, because if I'm thinking about it, the Jordan 4s, I don't know, man. It's technically a GR, like the obviously Bread Reimagines, the Military Blues. There's so many, but I definitely have this in my top 5 at least top 5. Number 1 at the minute. It's tough, man.
I'm going to tell you what your number 1 should be.
Go on.
Number 1, baby.
Do you know what?
Has to be number 1. Has to be number 1 for me.
GR
comes out. Next 3 months. These Bread Reimagined has to be number 1 for me. And I know there's going to be. Look, I know there's so many fire shoes coming out, but most of them are collabs. But these, technically, like you said, are GRs. And for me, these are going to be winter bangers as well, bro. And that's
they're level for sure. Do you know what? I'd say it'd be a draw with. Do we count the Royal Volts? You know, the Air Max 1, the Royal Volts. Do we count that as a GR? Because it was an Air Max Day release, wasn't it?
Technically not a collaboration, but I mean, is it possible for a company to have a collaboration with themselves because it was an Air Max Day, you know? But no, those are absolutely fire. And I believe they are in some outlets as well at the moment for around £90, I think. So
So Prozac, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, Prozac. I was messaging him because he was out in Italy for, I think, a wedding for a couple of weeks, and he put on his story the Royal Volts was sitting in an outlet, and I thought that was here. And he goes, "No, bro, it's in Italy. There's an outlet selling what equivalent to our money is about 50-60 quid." And I was like, "Oh man!" So he copped a pair, which was good because I know he liked them.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's crazy how much hype it had. And they sold out over here and stuff like that, but they're sitting in outlets over here even, and obviously in other countries. It's crazy. But
amazing.
So Ryan says they're top 5 for me as the reverse Duck Camos, 100%. 100%. But yeah, I think if I have to think about it, the bread's definitely there, but I'm an Air Max guy in it. So I think if I'm waiting for the Hyper Blues, the TN Hyper Blues, I think it will be out of the Hyper Blues, the Sunsets. I'm trying to think what I've got in here. And I think the Bread Reimagines will be in there too, to be fair. What about you, bro? What would you rank other than the breads?
Look, I think for me, I mean, I could include SBs in this as well. But you know, for me, obviously the breads, even the White Thunders are good as well. Military Blues are fantastic. Those that haven't seen my lace swap, there's a little sort of glimpse for you. My lace swap.
SB Dunk sort of vibe in it with the laces.
SB Dunk, bro. I mean, you know, technically not the, you know, the pine green vibe, but sort of gives it that feel of being an SB sort of shoe. But yeah, in terms of dunks, for me, I'm a big fan of the re-released, not the ceramics. It was
the veneers.
Sorry, yes, the veneers. Yeah, the veneers, because those for me, I'm just trying to cop the whole pack at the moment. I believe the ceramics are coming out some point next month or this month even. So then that'll mean that I'll complete the pack. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Just
so clean, man.
Guys, if you don't know about these veneers, I mean, they're just crazy, man. The materials on these are quality. Like,
so good, so good.
For a standard dunk, obviously they are PRMs, they're special edition dunks, but the quality is amazing. The suede, the insoles and everything, that little bit of extra padding inside.
Yeah,
for me, it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, man, those few shoes probably top 5 for me. It's a bit of a difficult one, as I still want to see what's coming out before I complete that list, because I just know something's going to come out of the bag in the next couple of months, and we're going to be like blown away. I can just see it. And the plums as well. Yeah, Kill Switch. I have got the plums as well behind me. So yeah, plums as well. I've actually leveled those up with white laces as well, so they look really nice. White laces.
Nice. Yes. Well, look. Speaking of GRs, you know, we've got the 180s that's made their comeback.
Ooh.
The Dusty Cactus, I managed to cop. Well, yeah, got to tell the story. I said it in the unboxing. They retail for around what, 135 in the UK.
Retail.
Yeah, 135, and for some reason on End, they were up for like 110. Now I don't know if it was a glitch or whatever, but I saw that and obviously missed out on the patters. Needed something. You know how it is, Hass. You miss out on what you want, and then you're just looking for something that you was half not sure about, and you're just like, do you know what? If I can get my size and a good price, why not? So yeah, that's why these two are here, even though the Duck Camos were on the hit list too. But yeah, 180s, so comfortable, man. This new air bubble they've got, the big bubble that they've got, you know, is such a game changer, man. Honestly. Yeah, such a game changer.
That's actually giving me sort of like Miami vibes, you know, Miami Dolphins. I can imagine myself wearing that in like Florida somewhere. It just looks fire, man. And the fact that you got those 110 pounds,
yeah,
is an actual dub, you know, absolute dub. And 180s don't get as much love as most Air Maxes, but honestly, they're a very underrated pair of shoes. And I think with the Marines as well, that dropped earlier this year as well. The Marines are really nice as well. I believe they sold out at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good pair of shoes, man.
Yeah, I think the Ultramarine, there was like a lot of buzz around it. I think Nike are doing this whole legacy, you know, releasing the legacy Air Max and their sneakers. 180s were in there, reverse Duck Camos are there too. It's nice to see, man. I know a lot of people have a bit of hoo-ha about, oh, they should leave certain shoes alone. But bro, you got to remember, like, how many new sneakerheads are here now, thanks to COVID, and just after or just before, where they weren't collecting these shoes or able to afford these shoes. I'm one of them, because even though I've obviously been collecting for a while, since 2018, seriously, it's only like recently with content and I'm able to sort of fund the collection in that sense and whatever else. But there's a lot of youngsters that they're so much in love with these shoes and not able to get them. And it's like, bruh, all the old heads, that are trying to gatekeep. It's like, bro, come on, man. You're just trying to hold on to your pairs so you can resell them. Do you know what I mean? So you can resell them for a decent amount. But the game's the game, man. It's not for anyone. It's for everyone. So,
but I think talking about GRs, I know we're going to move on from GRs, but there is a pair that I had with me and I totally forgot. And I'm sorry, but I forgot to bring them out to show you, because these really pushed me to put them in the top 5 or even top 10 GRs this year. So as you know, we both missed out on the original pair of RM4s, you know, the green fence. But Nike did release the green GR version with the white soles. And for me, this is about as clean as you can get. I mean, I've put some white laces on there, sort of cream colored laces, just gives it that nice, easy on the eye vibe. It's got nice hits of suede on the toe box there. It's nice leather. And you still get the nice Nike Air sign on the back as well, and you get a little message on the heel tab there. I don't know if it's going to zoom in. It is
a bike in it.
Yeah,
bike,
a little bike sign there as well, bro. These for me, absolutely amazing. They're comfortable as hell as well, to be honest. If you can get them in your size, true to size, absolutely amazing. Now they did release the ivory version of this as well. It's just full ivory, but for me, these just the two-tone of green and white. It's just for me, these are top 10 almost. But definitely ones that you can actually cop off the Nike website still, I believe. So great pair of shoes for me. For me also, the Nigel Sylvester's, the collab version, I did prefer the sort of grey anthracite color to the green, but
we've got a comment. Kudela, those alchemy pink Air Terra Humaras were really nice. GR, I agree. I think I had them on the channel. I didn't actually keep them because there was just so much coming up, but I do, if I can get them on sale, I will definitely get them back. It's very much like an ACG kind of vibe to the shoe. Obviously old school shoe as well, but man, it was just different. It was different. If I can share the screen as well and show you guys. There we go. Yeah, man, these were cold. These were cold, honestly.
Wow. Yeah.
Very underrated as well. Like, I know a lot of people were like, oh no, pink, da da da. But
they are cold. And that is, that's a bit of me right there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Bro, there's no two ways about it, right? It's a head turner, and Cordella, thank you for bringing this up as well. It's definitely a head turner. You see someone wearing these, you definitely look at it and think, what are those? You look at it and, geez, that's a bit different. It's a bit out there, But yeah, man, it's good to be different. 100%.
Yeah, it's true. So Leon's saying, how do the 180s fit compared to the Air Max 1s? That's a tricky one for me, man, because I've always said it, Air Max 1, it all depends on the colorway and the sort of materials and stuff. Some are true to size, some I'll go half a size down. Like when it comes to the Royal Votes, I know it's an 86 cut, but I have to go true to size. But the Concepts pack and even the Patta Waves, they fit a little longer than some GRs. So yeah, but with the 180s, definitely true to size for me. It's a bit of a narrow shoe. I don't know if you guys can actually see. I'll show you like the sort of, the bridge of it. It's very narrow, but yeah, definitely true to size for me. If you like a bit more room, maybe half a size up, man.
Yeah.
Then, we got a good comment here. Top Air Max 1 of 2024 so far. Oregons or Pattas? Whoa, Haas, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a cop out, but I'll leave that one to you, bro, before I make my choice.
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. It's a hard one. I mean, Oregon's absolutely fire as well. But for me, look, you've got to go with what you like at the end of the day, rather than what's more popular. For me, the Pattas, I think, just signifies that history that they've got with Nike. Yeah, man, it's what you saying? I mean, I would go with the Pattas if and I'm not being biased or anything.
Yeah,
I'd definitely go with the Pattas. Just like I said, going through that history that they've had with Nike as well. And what Pattas done for the game as well. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And the Huffs are underrated as well, Ryan Kicks. Huffs are so underrated.
Yeah. And definite sleeper.
I just think it's a crying shame that people look at that Huff release and think it's just a boring pair of shoes. For me, I'm just looking at them now. I think they're absolutely fire, man. I mean, it's just that nice muted grey, and then you've got the nice hits of green. If you've got the orange pair, you've got nice hits of orange.
So good, man.
It's just, but
I don't know. I think top three, I can give you top three. Top one's tough just because I haven't had the chlorophylls in hand. This iteration. Top three, the Royal Volts, the 86 Air Max. They love Volt, missed out on the red pair many moons ago on their first ever, that release. And then the Huffs is definitely in there. So I'd say those two, and then the Chlorophyll, man. I don't think those three can be overlooked. I'm trying to think if anything else stands out, because this year, when it comes to Air Max 1s, I feel like they've slowed down a bit compared to the year before and the year before that, you know, because all the collaborations with concepts and everything else. Yeah, so that's a good comment, man. But yeah, definitely the Huffs, Ryan. Gotta agree, bro.
Jackie Robinson, a very good shout. It came out a few months back now, and the color blocking on that, absolutely, it's clean. It is so clean, and then you got all the details on there.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, what a nod to Jackie Robinson with those pair of shoes. Honestly. It's a pair that I still want to get, but they are absolutely fire, man. Absolutely fire. If you want something that's clean, and these are really good for summer as well, by the way. Summer vibes.
Just screams premium, man. Like the sort of mesh and the suede and everything else. So good. So good. Yeah. For me, though, I don't know if I can put that above, you know, the Royal Votes. This is all preference, though. Like everyone's, do you know what I mean? Everyone's number one's going to be different, and like top fives and stuff. Excuse me, but yeah, these are definitely up there, man. Top five for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, man, it's a tough one, man. And the thing is, we just don't know what's around the corner. Like, there's no sort of grumblings about what's going to drop until like a couple weeks or a week or so beforehand. And it's only September, bro. Like, there's so much that comes out around Christmas.
Yeah.
Obviously, a Jordan 11 always drops in December. We've got the Ma Maniere 95s to drop, which we haven't really heard when. And the Jordan 4s as well. Was it next week?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Jordan 4, the 95s is going to be dropping at some point this year, I think. So that's going to be absolutely fire. We don't know what's around the corner. I mean, they can just pull something out of the bag. But definitely, if I'm not hitting on one of those, I do have something lined up in terms of what I can get instead. And I am actually looking at the Air Max 1 Parra. But not the white one, the black one. Okay,
fair enough.
For me, the black one with that speckled sole. I don't know if you can get a picture up.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it's fire, man. It is fire. Obviously, we know we've got the white one with all the details on there, but I just think the black one just looks so smart. The black version. Those of you who haven't seen it.
Yeah, let me get it up as well, because, oh, man. Hass knows his Parra, like his stuff with Parra, man. Honestly.
I love Parra. My favorite brands, Parra, Patta, and Nike, man. Those three combos are just fire. But as you can see, we've got some pictures there of the black Air Max ones.
Yep. I do like the white ones, though, I can't lie, but these, you can tell, man. They mean business. Do you know what I mean?
Just that's something about, for me, it's just something about the speckled sole. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would have both. But that sole, you know,
yeah.
He's just
I like those hits of the blue. You know what I mean? It's like a neon kind of blue.
It's like almost like spacey sort of thing. I'm getting like space vibes, and I mean, if you look at the tongue there as well. Oh man, that's just. And if you look, I believe there's a picture on the insole as well. When I first saw these, the insole has a picture as well, and it's got like abstract art. What Parra Dunk. So I think it's there on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Man. Parra don't miss, man. Them and Patta, honestly, they just don't miss, in my opinion.
And as you know, they have done collaborations together before. So Parra and Patta with Nike. So I think it's a long time overdue that we need a collaboration between those two and Nike, and it will all just blow off again. Trust me.
Yeah, we've got a comment from Stefano. He mentions the Foot Locker 50th year collection. What's your thoughts on that? Because for me, I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity. I know there was like a few brands involved, like Converse, New Balance, Puma, Nike, and everything, but it was a bit lackluster, man. It looked like a very missed opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, I think they've just gone with what's popular at the end of the day. So obviously Foot Locker sell a lot of Air Max trainers, including an Air Max Tuned 1, Air Forces. And I think the idea behind it was just to get the most popular shoes out there, and just dress it up a bit with the gold hits and everything else. Don't get me wrong, they look all right, but these, make no mistake, they're exclusive, but they're going to be on everyone's feet.
Yeah.
Any young girl or boy are going to have these on feet. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you like it, then go for it.
Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't really make it exclusive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think they're nice. I think for me, there's a bit too much gold in there. I think if they would have just kept it with the gold swoosh and maybe on the tongue, a hit of gold on the tongue, I think it would have made it look even better. But I think for me, and I'm talking about the Air Max Tune 1, too much gold on there. But yeah, it's a nice shoe. I think the Air Force 1 looks nice as well. But yeah, man. What do you think? What do you reckon they could have done to sort of maximize the occasion, so to speak?
I think, now I'm not too sure if they did or not, but they could have done like an event, or you know how Nike sneakers do it on their website or app or something. But for them, these might be their best selling shoes for all I know. So maybe that's why all of these shoes were included in the pack. But I just think, for me, like you said, too much gold, very metallic, but there's nothing that stands out to me where I'm like, okay, that's what I want. I'm definitely going for those. Like the Air Max Plus, the Tuned 1, it's like the gradient's so nice, but if you put that gold somewhere else, not on the mud guard, maybe just at the back and the front, that would work. 100%. But yeah, I definitely think a lot of these shoes, it's one of those things.
I think less is more, if you know what I mean. So example being, on the tongue, if you put down like a 50 in gold on the tongue, and then or instead of having Air Tuned on the back, in the Air Tuned you could have a 5 and an O and the Air Tuned in gold. I agree. For me, that will be a nice subtle detail, but also stand out, amongst the more sort of muted gradient, if you know what I mean. But don't get me wrong, it's a nice pair. But I just think Foot Locker's not sort of under any obligation to put out a different pair of shoes to sort of get more out of it, sort of thing. So they're going with what sells best, like I said. But Nike sometimes bring out a different version of a shoe just to sort of like with the 180s, bringing back the 180s, things like that. But like I said, Foot Locker's under no obligation to say, okay, we'll put a new pair of shoes out there and see if it does well. I just think they went out with what works best for them, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't personally shop from Foot Locker or JD unless there's something out of this world. Generally, I'm a bit more sort of selective, but yeah, you do what works best for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've got another comment from Kudela. Next year, we spoke about this on the podcast. Next year, if we get the Cherrywoods, that would be mental.
Have we got any Cherrywood owners? First of all, let's see. Chat. Have we got anyone that owns a pair of Cherrywoods? Because I would like to hear what owners, dead stock especially, have to say about that, and how would they feel if sort of Nike announced they're gonna retro them.
I think, you know what, it's similar to what people would have felt with the 2009 or 2004 chlorophylls. If you're holding them for that long, I'm sorry, bro, but you got to know when to sell if that's what you want to do. Like if you're just collecting, perfect, like you don't have to worry. But if you're holding them for that long and you're trying to sell, one, that midsole is going to be as wrinkled as my nan, and two,
100%.
Come on, man. There's only so long a retro, you know what I mean, before a retro does come out to whatever. But yeah, the Cherrywoods, man, they are special.
Shoes.
Wear them, man. I'm telling you. Oh, okay. So we got one in the chat. Very chewy snake, mad name, pretty cool. I have a pair of crumbled Cherrywoods. Ooh.
Wow. How crumbled are they? Just let us know. Are they wearable? I have they crumbled to the extent where they need a new outsole? Let us know. But obviously, shout out to you because absolutely fire pair. And I can tell you now, not many people have those shoes. So
yeah.
elite company, man. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Even if it's crumbled, I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. So Stringer says, off the topic, just bought a pair of Adidas Campus 2000s. Very impressed. Any thoughts? Has?
You know what? I've seen these campuses, and do you know what? They don't look too bad, to be honest. It's not really me, but I can see the appeal, and they don't look too bad, to be honest with you, compared to the review which Eric's done a couple of weeks ago, if you remember.
What's that? Oh man, that bloody the Sambas.
The Sambas, the good old Sambas. No, I think I think the campuses have a different sort of vibe. I honestly think they're more wearable. So yeah, not too bad. Have they done a collaboration with the campus? I believe they have. Or there was another collaboration with Braindead, I think. I'm not sure if it was campus or not. And those didn't look too bad. And I believe there was another exclusive which was being sold through Size.
Okay. I think that was it the campus they did with South Park or Towley or something. I can't remember. But the campus is cool. I mean, it's definitely got that skateboarderish vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this before, but I did like a set of reviews, like written reviews for a company, marketplace, and this was one of the shoes I had to do my research on. And I was like, I weren't mad at them because it's definitely more my kind of vibe compared to a Samba, a Gazelle, because they're too slim for me and very long. These have got that sort of, dare I say it, but that sort of SB Dunk shape and sort of aesthetic to it.
Yeah, yes and no.
The chunk of it, I mean, you know, like.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think what you're trying to say is that it's really like sort of heavily built, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
These are more sort of pointy aesthetically, whereas Dunks have sort of like you know, like the front end of an aeroplane sort of comes down a little bit and you know,
sloped in it kind of.
Yeah, it's a bit more sloped. But yeah, these definitely better than the Gazelles, in my opinion. 100%. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even Ryan says South Park, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me type it in because that had a lot of people talking.
Yeah.
South Park. Yeah, here we go. So you had this where obviously Towley, for those who know in the show, they have recreational stuff that they, you know, and obviously it was like a 420 shoe, I think. But as you can see from the eyes, you know, if you know, you know. I'm not going to say it. There's kids watching, but yeah, it was kind of a cool concept, something different. Definitely not a colorway you could easily wear. I mean, some can, don't get me wrong, but for me, nah. But it makes the shoe something different. Like there was even a South Park box, I believe, like this one. So that's kind of cool. Key rings as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and you get a lot for your money as well. Let's be fair. You get a cool box, you get key rings. It's just something different. It's funky, and this is what I think collaboration should be. You know, it should be giving you those little extras, those details, extra details on the shoes. It's exactly what a collaboration should be. And with these, all that's left is whether you are actually an Adidas person or someone who sits in the middle, then yeah, you'll go for these. But
yeah. So we you actually sent me these, bro. Was it these ones they're mentioning in the comments? Thoughts on the process of erosion Air Max 95s.
These
ones are definitely giving me the 110 Foot Patrol vibe. I don't know if you remember those. They were like a numbered pair with a Foot Patrol. But yeah, these are sick, man. These are sick.
So by the looks of it, these will be coming out very soon, from what I've heard. So yeah, this is it two different colors? I can't remember where. Yeah, they were releasing two colors or not.
I'm not sure. I think it's a 2 shoe color thing, like two color shoes.
Shoe color, but I'm just trying to figure out whether they were releasing 2 pairs, as in 2 different colors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, whether it's just these ones.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. For me, this is man, with those black outsoles as well, and I think there's blue in the air bubble as well.
Yeah, that's right. You can see it there.
That just look at that.
If you see carefully, that toe box is actually brown.
Yes,
which is nuts.
Yeah, it's
like a velvet, you know.
Oh my god, Kill Switch just mentioned the Toronto's Kill Switch. I've been looking for those.
Yeah.
It's not released here. You exclusively have to get it over in the States or in Canada. But for me, fire. I'm going Miami in December, so I'm going to be on the lookout for those 100%.
Yeah, man. You're going to have to flatten those boxes, bro. Bring some stuff over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only problem. You see, last time I went, you know, I had to, I had to come back without boxes, bro. But you got to do what you got to do.
So Kill Switch is saying they're sitting in outlets in the States, man. That's ridiculous, bro. Honestly. So
that bodes well for me then. So hopefully, when I go out there, I might even get it in a sale or something, because obviously I think I'm going for New Year's, so maybe January sales, see what I can hit up. And by the way, just as a thought, who would like to see if I can upload some pictures for Erkin, some shoes from stateside, and just see what I can cop out there. And I will obviously keep in contact with Erkin as well.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
See what we can nab out there, basically.
Yeah, man, that would be cool, man. Even like a little vlog, bro. If you start your channel,
do a little vlog from the States in Miami, and see what we can get. Yeah,
that would be cool, man. So we've got K-Man. He's actually said he's got a shipping notification for the Patta, the chlorophylls. Any news on yours, bro? Any updates?
Let's have a look. Drum rolls. I don't think I'm going to get anything just yet. I've got a notification.
Nice.
I've got a notification from 7 Store.
Nice. Is that for is that the Duck Camos?
That's for the Duck Camos. Nothing for the chlorophylls just yet.
Yeah, we were hoping that obviously you had them in hand for today's live stream, but I think when you get them in hand, bro, we might have to do another live stream.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a live stream once we've got them in hand, then we can go through the shoe and stuff as well. But yeah, bro, look, you've got the Toronto up there. I mean, that is just
so good, man. If you look here, look, East End, West End on the tongue, all those details, man. You can change the tabs as well, isn't it, on the tongue? So clean. I can't believe they didn't come over here, like, honestly.
But that's the thing with, you know, some exclusives are exclusive to the area. So, you know, if you get a pair from London, I suppose it's just going to be exclusive here. And yeah, I just don't think it makes sense, a shoe like this, to release it over here, if you know what I mean.
That's true.
I don't know. It just loses its sort of appeal, maybe. But definitely a pair I'm going to go for whilst I'm out there, and I'm looking to come back with 3 or 4 pairs. So we'll see.
Listen, man, do you know what? I'm just waiting for the prices to really plummet on StockX, because I know eventually it's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely a special pair, man. I'm just waiting for those Ma Manieres. Like, there's no news that I've heard about them just yet, which is a bit annoying, because we've heard about, well, the threes we heard quite quickly about, and obviously the Jordan 4s. Like, we heard so much about the Ma Maniere 95s. Haven't heard anything about the actual release, which is a bit not worrying. But I mean, if it's next year, that's when I'm going to be like, do you know what I mean?
I don't think they'll drag it on till next year. But I do believe these are going to be the sort of cream on the top of the milk for Nike and Ma Maniere, because they're banking on these ones. I think these probably will be one of the last ones to release.
Yeah, keep that hype going. Yeah.
So they'll build the hype with all the other pairs. And let's not forget, there is a question mark over a mystery pair. We don't know what that pair is yet. So that could be anything. Take your pick. It's not going to be a Converse. We know that. But yeah, we've had the 4, the 3, Air Max 95. I'm just wondering what other, I mean, chat, if you can, have a guess, let us know. I'm struggling to figure it out, to be honest with you. But I think these 95s will come out sort of last in line just to build that hype.
Yeah.
But
what do you think about these though? Because these were like, I thought they were going to release these as part of a pack with the 95 just on their own, because there was no sort of talk about why you were sleeping pack. Apart from these were sort of leaked early. Yeah. But it seems like this time around, it's just this pair. But I think we saw leaked images of this pair first, which is a bit like, could this be the mystery pair coming out? Or
I was just going to say, this might be the mystery pair to say, actually, we've got this version of the 95, but we've also got this version as well. Again, you read my mind. I was just thinking it as you said it. Yeah, I think they may well drop these as the mystery pair, honestly. I just can't see what other pair they would sort of use. They're not going to, potentially a Jordan 5, maybe. They wouldn't.
Yeah, they've done that already, haven't they? They
have, yeah.
The black and white pair.
They wouldn't do it on one, I don't think.
Yeah, we've got a good comment from James, actually. He makes a good point. The Ma Manieres have dropped every 2 weeks so far. So whether they carry that on, that would make sense. And then obviously by the end of it, it could be the 95, because I know there's the Air Force ones there. The Converse, and obviously was it Jordan 39? But I think everyone's waiting for these, really, innit? It's got that sort of Cortez vibe to it, the hype with the Air Max 95.
And just on Cortez as well, prices of Cortez have actually dropped online. If you look at StockX, if you look at eBay, you've got obviously dead stock, new pairs. They've dropped as well slightly, but definitely used in great condition. Mint has dropped as well, I've noticed as well. Now, whether that's because we've got so much coming out at the moment, people are obviously waiting for these Ma Manieres to drop as well. May want to sort of get shot of their Cortez to make way for other stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, these were going for like 400 before. I remember they've what you've got on screen now is about 302. Just the other day I saw a blue pair for 249. So there's
rumblings about the yellow pair, isn't there? The black and yellow. The Cortez black and yellow.
Cortez they're releasing as well. Yeah.
So the ultimate 17. Eminence Warrior, big up you, bro. You say the Jordan 17 that they leaked already.
Let's get that up. Let's get that up. Jordan.
Let's see. Oh, I don't know about these, I don't know about these, bro. It's some iRobot looking shoe.
Low cabin. Yeah. Well, if this is the pair, the mystery pair, then it's somewhat deviated from,
even the color.
Yeah, the color and everything is deviated from the theme that they got going on.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I mean, I can see these being more of a hit in the States, maybe amongst sort of basketball heads, anyone who's into their basketball shoes.
Yeah. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of, shoes like the 11s, 17s, whatever it is. I'm not really a massive fan of basketball shoes. I can appreciate the colorways and the different, styles and stuff. But these, for me, is probably going to be a miss for me.
Yeah, I agree, man. We've got a good comment here from D Money. Is Ma Maniere diluting themselves for the amount they're dropping? Ooh. God, it's a bit of swings and roundabouts, because when people are so hyped for a whole pack, I think the biggest pack we've had to a collection with Nike Jordan brand since Virgil, like the original 10. And you could say there's a lot of misses in the Ma Maniere pack, like the Jordan 39, the Converse lows, but there are some bangers, you know, like the Jordan 3, Ma Manieres, the 4s, 95s, and Air Force 1s. Now, obviously, in my opinion, I don't think anyone's going to ever beat the 10, just because what that meant for the culture. That kind of shifted the culture in terms of hype, in terms of new sort of collabs coming through, and even with Nike themselves releasing all these sort of knockoff off-white looking shoes, you know. But yeah, I do kind of feel that way in terms of diluting, but at the same time, I think they've done just the right amount of shoes. But I do think it's a couple of them are the wrong shoes. Like, imagine we had an Air Max 1. Imagine we had, you know, a Jordan, even a Jordan 2, or like something different compared to all this, the 39s and whatever else.
But let's not, amongst all that, let's not forget that this is a 10-year anniversary. So they probably wanted to go big on their anniversary, hence why they've released so many shoes, just like Foot Locker has done with their 50-year anniversary. Ma Maniere's done the same thing with the 10-year anniversary. So I don't think this is what we'd see any other year, but obviously being an anniversary is probably why they went big. So that probably answers your question. Yeah. And I think as well, if they did the 10 for 10 years, it kind of would have been ripping off Virgil as well. So exactly.
I think they played it safe in my eyes. So I don't know if they're diluting. I just think they picked a couple shoes that are questionable, that they didn't have to, you know. So yeah, a lot of people who mess with the brand and mess with the shoes like them. So I don't think they're diluting. I just hope the 95s are built up as much as we're building them up, the quality and everything else, and that white pair is there too, man. That would be cool. What about the 4s, bro? Are you going for the 4s?
Bro, I need to check my pockets. There isn't much in there at the moment.
No lira, bro.
I'm gonna go in for them, if I'm being honest with you. You just have to, being a 10-year anniversary, it's always that bit sweeter if you can get something on an anniversary and stuff rather than randomly coming out. So I'm really hyped for it. You know, I think they're really clean. I think they're sort of shoes that you can wear in the fall as well. For that sort of color pattern, that color blocking. Same with the 3s as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go for those. And the 95s is anyone's guess, because bro,
that's going to have the streets, man. I think that's the one.
Imagine if those were so widely available, like, you know, we're seeing with the 3s at the moment. You know, pretty much anyone who wanted them got them, right? If we can get that with the 95s, then oh boy, for me, it's been a great year. As you know, people will say, "Oh, these are bricks," etc., etc. Some people, unfortunately, that's the way it works. You know, if a shoe is so widely available, it's like, well, I don't want these because everyone's got them. But
that's the thing.
If you like the shoes, if you like the colorway, then don't think about bricks. Just be appreciative that you can actually get the pair. So, you know, just like this year, we've had that same theme. You know, shoes have been more widely available, and a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, they're bricks, they're bricks." Well, let's not complain. Let's just appreciate that we can get things that we want. So
yeah, exactly, bro. You know what annoys me about bricks and that term? Yeah, if you look back at the Air Max 1 watermelons, the Curries, all these like goated shoes now, bro, they used to go on sale. Like, they were bricks. Do you know what I mean? At one point. And it's like, when someone say, "Oh, they're bricks," it's like, okay, like, it's not that deep, because what you like, I may not like, and vice versa. Now, we've got another comment, which is pretty good. Very chewy snake. Since we're speaking on future releases, I personally cannot wait for the retro of the Stash Air Forces.
Yes.
Also, I'm going to add in that the 95 Stash as well. There's rumors. There's another one coming out too. So yeah, man, that's a big shout. Let me try to get that up on the screen. Yeah. The thing is, when I think about it now, with the 95s, I might even have to pay resale, get them in early, because it's one of those shoes. It's generated so much hype. Like I think that's the one everyone's been waiting for. Do you know what I mean?
Do you want to use my one? I'll just put it on.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
I'll search for the Stash 95s as well.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, these are the Stash. I mean, oh man, they look great. I'm not big on Air Force Ones, but again, you look at these. Obviously, with the collaboration they got going on with Stash, we know the materials are going to be 10 times better than your standard Air Force Ones. We all know the problems with the toe box, but these look like they'll hold up really well, Kin. I mean, look
I agree, man. It's giving me the sort of Moab ACG sort of color blocking. Now, Stash has collaborated in the past and just hasn't missed, man. Smashed it every time.
It's almost got like that ripcord sort of toe box as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like meshy kind of vibe. These will hold up really well. People, these will hold up really well if you can manage to get a pair. I think they're going to be coming out later this year, maybe November or December is what I read last. But these are great. I'm going to be going for these as well. And just great pair of shoes to have for the winter months as well. So I think we've got loads of options now, to be honest, for winter. We're going for the Vomeros, Air Force Ones. You know,
that's it.
We've got a lot going on.
Yeah, no, it's true, man. It's true. James talks about the Jordan 4s, I believe. He said, I'm going for them. Might be kicked out of the house of the missus. Listen, man, when you get to a point where you have to hide deliveries from your missus or other half, that's when you know you're a sneakerhead. That's all I got to say. But yeah, we've got also, if I share my screen, we've also got the Air Max 95 Stash. Now, we did have, obviously, a previous iteration, but for me, there's something about that sort of cream around that toe box, that toe area.
Your speckled sole as well.
Yeah. So clean, man. So clean. Now, Stash is obviously, he's goated with collaborations with Nike in the past as well. And it's just good to see, man. The 95s are getting a lot of love. Obviously, next year, we've got the Big Bubble OG Neons. And I do believe, if my maths is correct, it's the 30th anniversary then. So, it looks like it's going to be a very good year for 95s. Not so much
SB coming out next year as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they're doing, isn't it? The Big Bubble.
So intrigued to see, over anything else, just to see what that mashup is going to be like.
I'm nervous though, bro. I can't lie. I'm excited and nervous at the same time.
I mean, if it's anything like, the Wotherspoons, we had the Air Max 1 and the 97 sort of, that worked. That just worked, you know. So it's difficult because obviously you've got the Dunk and the 95. Marrying each other. How will that work? Which silhouette is going to be the dominant one? You know, obviously being a 95, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a 95 silhouette. So how they're going to make it an SB?
That's the thing, because they're talking about they're making it a Big Bubble. Well, a part of the Air unit, a Big Bubble, like referencing the older pair. It's just, how are they making it an SB? Are they changing a bit of the insole, the outsole, whatever? But we know next year we might have to just take out a loan, bro, because it's going to be ridiculous. You got more SB Jordan 4s. You got obviously the Air Max 95, 30th anniversary. Who knows what's coming out for that? More Jordan 4s, white cements as well. It's just crazy, bro. What am I missing out, bro? Like, I know you know what's coming out more than me next year, Has. Anything that stand out for you?
Bro, I just think they're going through the whole catalogue next year. For me, there's quite a few coming out next year, but if we can get an off-white Jordan 1, great, because I haven't got a pair of off-white Jordan 1s. If we can get an off-white Jordan 1, that would be great. Even what was the other one I was looking at?
There's a few, because it's just about time they retro that original 10 or even make another.
Coming out as well soon.
Which one's that, sorry?
Jordan 4 Fear.
Yes, and Undefeated in it. Those as well. Yeah. He's asking, what's the name of your t-shirt, bro? That sick t-shirt.
I got this from Miami 2 years ago. I believe it was Foot Locker out there. So it's just the Air Max 97 on there.
Nice.
Yeah, it says Air Max 97, but it's got that sort of Miami vibe. Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah. Nice. We've got James. He says, told the kids no birthday, no Xmas, no holidays next year.
Comment of the day. It's got to be.
But sometimes you got to tell them, sometimes you got to miss out, man. They appreciated it the year after. That's what you got to say.
Well, you got to say they'll be handed down to you one day, so it's all good.
Investments. D Money says, I'm looking forward to those Red Union ones. Yes, that's a shout. Unsure if I like them more than the original. Black or blue colorway though. You know what? For me, on a Jordan 1 especially, anything with red or Chicago kind of color blocking, big sucker, man. Big sucker. Can't lie.
100%. Yep. Lost and founds. Yeah.
God, man. Even the Spider-Mans, the Across the Spider-Verse, and the first one as well, man. Unreal.
The first one was absolutely fire. I'm gutted I couldn't get the first ones, but it's something definitely I'm going to go back to.
Yeah.
The second ones, obviously, I've managed to get a pair last year and still fire as well, even though it's got pepperoni around the ankle, but it's all good.
Yeah, now do you know what? For me, I know how bad the quality was on that shoe, and I knew going into it, but because of the film, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. The animated series back in the day, and even got I bought the films of the animated films now. Yeah, man, I just had to wear them to watch that film. And I'm gutted that the next film is delayed. So who knows if they're going to be working with another Jordan 1 coming into that next film, the Miles Morales film. It'll be cool, man. But yeah, Chicago color blocking, can't go wrong.
I mean, I think they're also, what I am looking for is the fire red. What I'm looking forward to, is the fire red Jordan 4 SBs.
Yes, okay.
So that for me is probably going to be a must cop if I can. Obviously, the pine greens are out of this world, but yeah, he's a cool man. The unions are definitely up there. They're going to be hard.
They'll be hard cop, man, for sure.
I've had a bit of time to think. I think Jordan 4 again, rare air for me. If they release that, absolutely sick colorway. You've got the blue, white, red. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I think the SBs they tread a thin line of giving us just the pine greens for a year or so, and then all of a sudden there's talk about 3 or 4 colorways coming out at one time. Now maybe it was the fact a bit of reactionary sort of moves from Nike, seeing how popular the pine greens were, how much they're going on the resale market. And that's what they do, innit? They see when a shoe's popular and then just give us tons and tons of colorways to the point where we're done with them. But it'll be good for us, man, because I missed out on the pine greens. I don't know about you, Hass. And this is definitely on the hit list, bro.
100%. And also, I believe they were looking at a blue version of this as well. Either or, it'll be quite sick if they actually released the blue and red. In both
part of a pack, innit?
I know there is a pair of shoes they're releasing. I think it's Jordan 4s.
Okay, yeah.
It's the olives, but they're releasing them with one with the Jordan logo on the back and one with Nike Air on the back.
Yes, the Undefeated, I think it is. Yeah.
Sorry, the Undefeated. Yeah. So one pair with Jordan on the back, Jumpman, and another pair with Nike Air on the back. So that's a bit of an interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, this is another shoe where people are going nuts because of how much they were going for previously, and now they're retroing them. But it's kind of cool because it will be interesting to see which one people flock to, whether it is the Jumpman at the back or the Nike Air at the back. To be honest, it's not even a shoe I'm yes, I need it. But I know when it comes around, it's going to be one of them things where because of the culture.
The hype around these are going to be what's going to drive the sales, I think. And
yeah, 100%.
OG sneakerheads will know the significance of this pair. There's a lot of people out there who have this pair. It'll be interesting to see if they'll still have this pair, or if we're going to see any price drops. But I think one of the last ones we have to mention is probably, for me, the best Jordan 4, or if not in the top 3, is the white cements.
Yeah, that's the one, man.
It's rumored to be coming out next year as well. Now, if they release that, and I know I can get a pair of those next year, I'll drop any of these other ones to get a pair of the white cements. Yeah,
for me, it's definitely like top 2 Jordan 4s. I'll probably rank it first, because I've even got the closest I've got is the military blues, or midnight navy. Sorry, that gets heavily used, man. And I think the only reason I've got so much love for it is because it's kind of like a knockoff white cement. And it's just it's goated, man. For me, these and the breads, even if it's a reimagined, I don't care. Like those two, so good. So good.
Need bread to get all these shoes, bro.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, it's next year. And this is only what's been leaked or rumored. Like we've got the Chicago ones as well coming out, a new Chicago one, but we don't know what else is going to be announced throughout the year, what else is going to be shocking us and shock drops and everything else. Like it's scary, man.
I think they were talking about Swarovski as well.
Yeah.
So Jordan, I think it's a Jordan 1. Swarovski, that was rumored from months ago, but it's picked up. It's actually gathered pace, and it is going to happen. And I do think Complex Sneaker Show mentioned it as well on one of their shows. So again,
which colorway was it?
I think it was like a white grey sort of colorway with hits of black. I don't know if you can find it on there.
It's got the Swarovski crystals on the swoosh, isn't it? Is it this one?
Yes, it's on the swoosh.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's that one, but yeah, man, there's all these, and that's going to go for at least $1,000. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be crazy. Black Cat 4s as well. Kill switch, man. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think. Do you know what I want to ask you, Hass? Yeah, when they're doing all these retros and like reissues of goated shoes and like well sought after shoes, some people say does it seem desperate, like, or is it just capitalizing off nostalgia, like, or both? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. A lot of it is nostalgia with retros, or just being able to have a pair that before was simply unobtainable. So it's all about having a piece of history, for some people. It's all about, what you can pick up. That was a big part of the culture. So I think a bigger part of it is nostalgia for those pure sort of collectors and sneakerheads.
Oh, Kill Switch, you're killing it, bro. The Shattered Backboard ones as well. Yes, I forgot about those, man. That, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the shoes that they're bringing back, that was the one that I was like, ooh. Even me, and I never had the original pair, even me was like, that seems a bit like, do you know what I mean? Maybe they could have done a Shattered Backboard 5.0, 4.0, whatever is the next number. Yeah. But to reissue the OG, that kind of shows, right, Nike mean business, bro. Like next year, they're coming back for the crown. Even though they've got it, it's just other brands are slightly trying to reach for it. Do you know what I mean? And Nike, they're killing it again next year.
We're going to have a shattered back pocket next year. That's what's going to happen.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm actually, we was talking about this the other day, I'm excited and scared at the same time, honestly. Like,
yeah, 100%. That's why even like, for me, missing out on the patters, going for the resale market, I'm like, look, you know what's coming out, bro. Like, you may really want them now, but next year you just need to prepare mentally and money wise, financially. D Money says it will be interesting to see how the Wu-Tang Dunks do. What happened to those, man? There was a lot of talk about them, and I haven't really heard much about them now.
So they sort of marketed the shoes. I think around about a month and a half ago, there was 3 promo shots. They had the picture with the bees on the shoes. So I think we're close to getting something out. Nothing's been made official yet. Nothing sort of, cast in stone yet. So we'll see what happens. But, any Wu-Tang collaboration or re-release a retro of the Wu-Tang Dunks is going to sell out immediately. I mean, it's a classic, and that's the photo I was talking about, where it's like a little teaser photo with the bees on the shoe. Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to have a pair of those. I'm not sure how much they're going for at the moment. But yeah, for sure, I think they will do really, really well because they've never, ever retroed these. They were super, super, super limited when they came out. So not many people have those. And of course, it's Wu-Tang's one of my favorite hip hop bands. So yeah, I think these will do great.
So James is saying actually, they're going to be throwing these all out. Sorry, wrong one. They're going to be throwing them all out and hit the reset button for 2026. 2026 is an innovation year. Now that might be true because where do they go from here, or next year I should say, because they're giving us all the retros, they're giving us all these sought after pairs, holy grails, some unreleased pairs as well if you think about it, or family and friends and limited releases. The only thing I think Nike have a problem with is innovation. When you have so many fans of their retros, their legacy pairs, it's so hard for them to release a new shoe or a new line where people flock to it. Like we've seen that with the Air Max DN. Like a lot of people, like, let's be honest, didn't mess with that shoe. But at the same time, I really liked how they tried to go about implementing a new Air Max technology in a shoe. It's just the colorways, you know what I mean? And the collabs could have been a bit better or more of them, if you will. What do you think of the Air Max DNs this year, bro?
Yeah, I think the Air Max DNs, they've been sort of diluted between a lot of other releases that have come out this year as well. So it's not like I remember previously would get 1 or 2 new releases in a year, and there'll be a lot of focus on them and everything else. Now we're getting a lot more releases, whether it's just from Nike or other companies, but now we've also got the likes of New Balance, Asics, Puma, all these other brands coming out and competing. So it's difficult to sort of bring something out and bang, this is like now the focus sort of thing. So I don't mind the DN, if I'm being honest with you. It's not particularly a silhouette that I have to have. But I can see what they're trying to do with it. It's a bit of something for everyone. But for me, I just think it's really difficult to stand out in this day and age when you've got so many different producers of shoes, like we're saying with the Asics and everything else. They're having a bigger piece of the slice now. So
yeah, they got to do something. So Kill Switch goes on to say, Nike don't have innovation. They're re-releasing stuff for us because they can't build a relationship with the Gen Z TikTok brain kids, sadly. They don't have nostalgia like we do. Oh, that's a big shout. Do you know what, though? I agree. But at the same time, if you look at all these TikTokers and whatever they are, they're in the Dunks and the Jordan 1s and stuff. So they, even though they're new to it, now they're going to remember, oh, my first Jordan was a Jordan 1. My first pair of sneakers were a Dunk. And that's how that nostalgia kicks in, So yeah, Frederick says, best sneaker releases this year. I love this guy's knowledge and what's on his mind. Yes, Hass, bro. Big up, Hass. Do you know what? We could have a whole other video just based off the sneaker releases this year. It's Hass, give us your top 5 that stands out the most. What would you say that first sort of 5 on top of your head?
What, from, you mean releases this year?
Yeah. So far, anyway.
Nigel Sylvester's, because we was talking about different silhouettes coming out. For me, the hype around that, absolutely fantastic. Love what Nike did with it and Nigel Sylvester. It was different, what it's supposed to be. Other shoe for me, probably the Bread Reimagined. Amazing shoes. For me, it's got to be talked about in the top 10, if not the top 5. I'm going to go with something a little bit out there as well. And I'll show you a picture, or up close sort of picture.
Oh,
Just the Air Max
man.
1 Duck Camo. These for me, I mean, they should be getting a lot more love, but triple red Duck Camo Air Max 1 collaboration.
Yeah.
These are absolutely fantastic. If I can show you the small air bubble there as well. And both shoes on the soles have different patterns. So this one has the circles, the other one has the squares. And the first time in Air Max 1 history, we have squared off the air bubble as well. So for me,
nice.
Unexpected release this year. Complete change up of the shoe almost. So it's got to be talked about in top 5. Where are we?
Yeah.
3.
That's 3, yeah.
I mean, for someone who is a massive SB Dunk fan, I haven't mentioned any SB Dunks, but the one that stands out to me in my top 5 is the Futuras.
Yeah.
Again, just an amazing collaboration. We've got the imprint of what the collaborator wanted to do on the actual shoe, which is what a collaboration should be about. It shouldn't be boring. I mean, if you can look at my one's behind me at the moment, but we can show you a picture.
Yeah.
We've got the iced out soles. We've got sort of meshed on the medial and the lateral side. And then we've got the signature there from the collaborator as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing pair of shoes that I'm going to be wearing in Miami this year, hopefully. So, yeah, these are definitely in my top 5 as well. And I don't know if I can think of the number 5. I'll have to come back to it because I've got quite a few on my mind at the moment.
Okay.
But I need to sort of think about it. But yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough.
I mean, we go through so many shoes. As you know, someone who goes through a lot of shoes every year, it's difficult to sort of pick 5 out. You know, give me 10 and I'll be like, yeah, you know.
Even 10, bro. Like
10
is doable, but even that, but top 5 is tough because you kind of go with the recent cops as well. I noticed like when people do their top 10s of the year around December or whatever, a lot of the time you forget what's come out in January, February, or they get pushed back to the line. But yeah, for me, top 5, it's a tough one. I put the Royal Volt Air Max 1 in there just because, yeah, for me, no one really liked them as much as like I think they would have. But yeah, that's got to make it. Bread Reimagines for sure. The Jordan 4 RM, never thought I'd say that. If you told me I'd you know what I mean, like them as much as I do. Maybe because I got them without a question, like without having to fight off anyone or pay resale. But the feeling on foot, very comfortable. No hype as well. The second iteration, the grey pair. But yeah, who cares, man? Who cares? So that's 3. I'm gonna say the TN Sunset as well, just because it's one of my favorite Air Max ever. That colorway, and it's a TN, man. You can't go wrong. And I'd say the Ma Maniere Freeze. I'm gonna put those in there, top 5, man. I say that's my 5, bro. Yeah.
Do you know what? I actually forgot about the Ma Maniere Freeze for a second there, but yeah, I have to say I was really excited about the Ma Maniere Jordan Freeze. Absolutely surprised me from the box to the materials to actually wearing it as well. I mean, I've had it on feet twice now, and they've been really comfortable. Surprisingly, I've not found Jordan Freeze to be the most comfortable for previous versions that I've owned, but these ones, obviously a bit more premium, a bit more plush inside. I think they've done a great job with it, honestly. And I'm basing my want of the Jordan 4s off the Jordan 3s because they've done so well with it. You know, I just want to see what the 4s got to offer in terms of comfiness and materials and everything else. So yeah,
I agree, man. It's a beautiful pair. Like I think Ma Maniere really misses, but definitely you could tell the hype slowly died down where people are going for Sambas and going for all these quote unquote more affordable shoes. That things maybe like Ma Maniere Freeze do get overlooked. And if we see D Money's comment, he says, or she, I love the black cement freeze, but if you think, but if people make that sneaker of the year, that's showing, is that showing any progress to innovation? Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough because imagine having retros as sneaker of the year every year. Like the year before last, I think it was the Lost and Founds. Last year was the white cement free reimagined. So is it kind of cheating? Is it a cheat code to have retros as sneaker of the year? Or yeah, what's your take, Has? What do you think?
I first of all, yes, I think it is a bit of a cheat code because it's a recipe that's going to work over and over again. But I think I just think there's no problem with it. But last year I think it was the Pine Greens, wasn't it? SB4.
Yeah,
sneaker of the year. So SB4 probably sneaker of the year deservedly last year.
Yeah.
But I just think they go with what works best at the end of the day. And I personally, I'm a Nike man, but I would love to see a New Balance or something else come out and say, look, this is what we've got this year, sneaker of the year. Absolutely amazing, because we don't want, as much as we want our favorite sneakers up there, we don't want the game. We don't want the sneaker industry to stagnate, if you know what I mean. So we need to keep competition up there, But I would love to see a different brand come up, something innovative. I know Puma's got a few deals at the moment collaborating with Skepta as well. So they're doing a few things. They've got a few good shoes coming out soon as well. I just want to see a bit of variation at the moment. And you can see Nike sort of trying that at the moment. But I feel like there's a lot of other companies that are sort of catching up and trying different things,
Yeah, we've seen that with the Saucony J Tips. That was on like a lot of people's top tens last year.
The ones coming, have you seen the ones coming out? Next week?
Yeah, they look crazy, man. They look crazy.
I went for the Baklavas, which is the Action Bronsons, which was, I think it was last month or the month before. And
the 1906?
1906, Baklavas. Yeah. It was like sort of blue with a bit of silver and everything else. So nice. So nice.
Yeah. We've got a bit of a request from Frederick. Show off the top 3 in the collection right now. Bring the heat. Whoa. Now, I don't know where your pairs are, Has, but mine are right in front of me. So if you want to accept the challenge.
I can accept the challenge. Let's see what we got.
Trying to think.
Got a couple in the box as well, but I'm not going to be able to get it. Give me 2 ticks.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go for a 20, 30 second to a minute interval. I'm going to dish out the top 3 that I can think of, or that mean most to me.
And then we have I'm back.
Right. Okay. All right, Has. I'll put mine down there. Go on, bro. I'll let you go first.
So first ones, these were released in 2021, but not exactly like holy grails, but ones that I really, really, really wanted at the time. and this is an FTC collaboration with Nike SB Dunk. If I can just show you that there.
Very nice.
It's got sort of Sean Cliver vibes, which at the moment are going for a lot of money, but these were a pair which were really coveted for me, and I managed to get a pair. So this is definitely in my top 3.
Very nice.
Yep. Do you want to show one as well, or do you want to do sort of?
Yeah, go on. I'll go. You know what? It's not the most hype, but it's the Air Max 90
Bacon.
DQM, aka Bacon.
Love
Definitely that. One I grew to love, because the original pair, I believe, 2004, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I was too young to know about the shoe. And it's just one of them shoes I caught for resale at retail price, which was nuts. And it had a lot of Air Max heads going crazy. The sneaker game went crazy for it as well, even if they weren't Air Max 90 heads. And yeah, quality, man. Even by today's standard, the materials are insanely good. Like the leather. I know a lot of people had QC issues, but for me, just a bit of sort of a wet wipe on the pen marks, which a lot of them had. They were fine, man. Everything about this shoe, man. Love it. Absolutely love it.
That's a quality pair that I need to have in my collection as well, that I don't have. Let me just pull out my second pair, because I just realized I only brought out 2 for some reason.
It's a Monday, bro. It's a Monday.
So,
what's the chat saying? Harry, what's happening, bro? All right, next up.
Yeah, Kill Switch. Modeled on Japanese bathing, FTC. 100%. If you go on to on the Nike sort of SB website, I think they've still got the video up of an advert for it. So yeah, it's quite cool. So number 2, this is one of my favorite Air Max 1s. It is Yuri Dragon Air Max 1. These were quite limited. But as you can see, the details on this shoe are absolutely crazy. Let's see if we're going to get focus on there.
Very nice.
And then if you turn it around, it's all different sort of Japanese artwork and styling. And if we turn the bottom as well, yes, I have put my feet in them. I have worn them. I haven't cleaned them, but these for me are amazing. We've got denim on the toe box as well. Sort of cool patented sort of leather, which is sort of debossed on the sides as well. I don't know if I can show you, or if anyone has got a pair of these as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Debossed in there, sort of the mini swoosh as well. Just a beautiful pair, which is not for everyone, but I love the artwork on it and the fact that it's just different. It just, man, it's just banging.
Yeah, the hits of Volt. The Volt on that is nuts.
It's so cool. Honestly, I just wear these on like really special occasions, and it's never failed to sort of get conversations going or people looking at your shoes and stuff. It's just always started a conversation.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. Head turners, isn't it?
Pair of winners, man. Pair of winners.
Yeah. Right, another shoe which technically has denim on the toe box. We've got the Air Max 1 heavy concepts. I could easily put the mellows in here too. I think I've worn the mellows more than the heavies, but I think these look cooler. Like they look better with the camo around there. Obviously, yeah, paying homage to the Woodstock Festival. Everything about this was so cool. I've still got the laces in there, the spare laces, but all the details, man. I don't need to tell you guys because a lot of people like these and got them. But yeah, so cool. One of the best packs to an Air Max 1, especially in recent years, man. So good. So good.
And have you worn a bandana?
Nah, because that I think wasn't that a part of the special box with the purple pair?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that, man.
Bandana would be so cool with these as well.
Imagine that with my poncho and all that. Oh, mate.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
What, have we come to number 3 already? Okay.
Yeah, we should have done top 5, I think, innit? That would have been cool.
Yeah, we could have done top 5. Where have I put my shoe? Here we go. Right, okay. So, guys, this is above all for me. I'm an SB fan. It has to be an SB. So I'm going to give you an SB. Number 1 SB for me at the moment. is
Oh
the
man,
Parra SB Dunk.
very
Switch up
nice.
the laces to red SB laces. You've got the pink sort of phylon at the bottom as well, which is another great touch for me is that pink phylon.
Yeah.
I think it works really nice with the gum sole. The material on this, I don't know if anyone owns a pair, but the material on this shoe is it's just insanely good. It is nothing like what you get today. Bear in mind, this shoe is about 4 years old at the moment, or is it 4 or 5? But it's just quality, man. And I love Parra. It's one of my favorite brands, top 3. So this was a no-brainer for me, and it's just a fire pair that comes out on special occasions again. So yeah, Parra SB Dunk, and I believe these are also tearaway as well. So there is another layer underneath. So banging.
Very nice. You know, for me, I'm not even an SB guy, like a Dunk SB guy, but yeah, that's the one that's always stood out to me, especially like in recent years. That's very nice, man. Do you know what? This one is kind of I'm a nostalgia merchant. Like, I'm proud of it. Yeah. So not hype, no hype involved whatsoever. But this shoe is my goat above all else. Like, I think the Chicago is probably the most popular shoe ever, the Jordan 1. But this for me is my favorite ever, man. I mean, come on. The infrared, radiant red, whatever you want to call it. Absolute killer. I've been wearing it heavy, obviously. But yeah, simple, clean, everything about it. If you're an Air Max head, especially, definitely one of the goats. And I think growing up, you know, this was definitely on every kid's sort of wish list. But everything, even down to the shape of the new, the retro shape, like the recraft shape, like the way it slopes. Do you know what I mean? Lovely, man. Absolutely lovely.
I've got to say, quality, and well done for that. I mean, for choosing that infrared 90 as the GOAT at the moment, because for me it's sort of synonymous with you know, Air Max heads as being in the top sort of echelons of the Air Max family. You just can't go wrong with an infrared. Let's be honest. It is iconic. It is wearable. It is well known amongst non-sneakerheads. People have been wearing them for years. It's just it's not hype as well. But
exactly.
You ask anyone about infrared Air Max 90s, they know about it. And for me, if it can garner that much sort of interest and knowledge amongst people, sneakerheads and non-sneakerheads, then I think it's a GOAT shoe. And 100%, I agree. Amazing.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's very like few colorways where it stands out amongst everything else. Like you got the infrared 90s, Air Max 1 red and blue, Air Max 97 silver bullet, Air Max 95 OG neon green, you know, the BWs, Persian violets. I could go on, man. 180s, ultramarines. And I think with a 90, it's kind of like the forgotten child, but it still gets so much love at the same time. Like there's so many Air Max out there because they're in stores all the time, JD, Foot Locker. It's kind of like, all right, it's always going to be there. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. But like the Air Max 1, when they took a break for a few years and they made their comeback, all the big sort of hitters with Patta, Concepts did their cool pack. Cassina had their cool pack as well.
Yes, Cassina,
Yeah, it made everyone appreciate the Air Max 1 again until they started rinsing it back out, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I think there is definitely scope for Nike to do some more stuff with 90s. And I think future sort of releases will heavily involve Air Max 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
So I do love volts as well. Air Max 90 volts. And I was showing you pictures, I think a couple of weeks ago or last week, of some volts that I wanted to get for a decent price. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, listen, the Volts, I think, is probably the most worn Air Max 90 in my collection, man. It's so good. I wish I got 2 pairs because around like COVID time, I want to say, when they retroed, it was like, it was so easy to get. And it was because obviously no one knew what was happening. A lot of people were collecting and spending money, reselling, whatever. But a lot of people were like, look, we've got to be a bit careful with our money because we don't know what's what. But yeah, that whole recraft pack was special, man. So special.
I agree.
Yeah. Kill Switch says about the one Angs, the Cassina. I think, do you know what? I think that was probably the most underrated pack to the Air Max one recently, man.
I was going to say that, underrated. You can actually get them for a decent price at the moment if you look online. If you look at eBay, StockX, they're paying stupidly low money at the moment. So if you do want a pair of really, really cool Air Max 1s, Cassinas, absolutely amazing. There we go. Look at the color blocking on those. I mean, if you like shoes that are sort of more abstract in style, these are the ones for you. I mean, if you look at the bottom ones, you've got sort of the Viatech vibe going on. But at the same time, it's sort of pastel-y, muted. It's just really, really nice, man. I mean, when you look at shoes and, you know, shoes just being a bit different and giving you something extra, these are the shoes that give you something a little bit extra and that stand out from the rest.
Yeah, it's so true. And the thing is, with a lot of collaborations and even sneakers in general, the story sells the shoes. And it's like, I think Adjossi said it because he's over out in Korea, and obviously Cassina is a Korean brand. There's like a cultural sort of attachment to this release where I believe there's certain ducks, they marry, and then if one dies or something, the other one passes away, something along them lines. But it was so good because if you're an Air Max fan, if you're in Korea, you know, you're going to be drawn to sneakers like this, and you can't really get one without the other. That's what Cassina and Nike were going for. Absolutely.
And again, it's that storytelling behind it, which, as well as the shoe looking good, you've got that fantastic story behind it. The collaborator wanted to sort of bring that out with what they were trying to get across. And I just think it works perfect. And it's, for what it is, the prices are cheap. You know,
yeah. Exactly. I think they're not retailing, reselling, can't even speak now, for about 200, 180, I want to say. Even less, to be honest.
Less than that. You can get it for about 150 at the moment.
Let's check.
You've got to be a bit clever with your bidding and everything else. You know, put those bids in. I would say, especially on eBay, like stuff. Pop them in your likes, because people, obviously, you'll get notifications of price drops. I often like, you know, between 10 and 15 shoes each day. I rotate it, and then I get updates and notifications of price drops. And soon as a price drops to a point where I'm happy with, then I strike. So I go for it straight away. So it's a really good tactic to employ. But you just got to be a bit clever with the market, you know, put those bids in.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, on StockX, you do have to be smart, because you can haggle your way to a win. Like, you'll put a low bid in, or ask price or whatever it is, and they'll put a lower ask price that they've listed, and then you can kind of meet in the middle. And equally with eBay, you know, if you want to get a used pair or whatever, or even a brand new pair, place an offer, and sometimes it works, but you can misspell a shoe and it will come up. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you really have to be. It's all about experience, isn't it? Like, even with you, Has, I never knew about these things, and I'm willing to pay well above the odds, you know?
Yeah. Like I said, on eBay, as soon as you like something, the little blue heart, it obviously goes into your liked folders. And then as soon as the price drop comes up, bang, bing, 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 it just comes up on your phone. There's a price drop. It's been offered for this much. And,
that's it.
You know, a lot of the times I've had these notifications and I've just gone in and got what I need. So it's a really good way of, you know, keeping tab on things.
Well, we've got
the chlorophylls have come up.
I don't know how that happened, bro. It just happened. But
I was just wondering. So we're looking at 9. How much is the 9s going for?
So the 9s are 308, but that's obviously before fees and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you're still looking at about 330, I would say, on stock.
Yeah, around that. But if you look at similar price sizes, like 9.5, 265, 8.5, 265. UK 8, 238, which ain't too bad. Let's check eBay as well, actually, because I know eBay it's kind of like, that's where you know the going rate is.
Yeah,
my old searches. Air Max 1 Patta.
You know what was quite funny? Before the Visties come out about a month ago, someone posted a photo of the Visties on eBay, and I put a like on it. Just put a like on it just to see what happens. And they posted it for £800, I believe it was. I'm never going to believe that.
Yeah.
But it went down 2 weeks before release, went down to 7. A week before it went down to 6. And then on release, it went to 5, I believe. So it's on 5 at the moment, which is crazy. I mean,
yeah, that's nuts. So if I go to UK size 9, which obviously is what I am, they're probably so they're sitting at about 3. The cheapest is 325 at the minute. There's a US listing here, but obviously plus fees and stuff like that. There's no point. So yeah, they've gone up slightly to 325. Obviously they were sitting at around 300 beforehand. Saw a couple straight on release for around 250, 270. They got snapped up pretty quickly.
Yeah, those are just people that want quick sell. They've bagged it, want a quick sell.
Yeah. So yeah, 325 at the minute. Bear in mind, this is way before any other releases, hopefully, that come out. It could still drop. If there's any rumors about a shock drop or a retailer getting more pairs, even Patta getting more pairs, restocking, whatever, the prices will definitely drop. But I'm speaking to all the broskies in the chat as much as I'm speaking to myself. Just be patient. Just be patient, because people who initially ordered them, like Haas, like many others, they still haven't shipped yet, and they don't have them in hand yet. So yeah, I definitely think Patta will definitely restock with all the cancelled orders and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And it happens with every drop, right? So
yeah. And it could just be me being optimistic or wishful thinking, but it makes sense, bro. Like a retro of this caliber, a 20th anniversary, with all the rollout, with all the marketing, that can't just be it, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I hope it's not. I know a lot of people who love Patta, who are loyal customers, long-time Patta customers, who haven't been able to get a pair for themselves. And like I said earlier on in the show, it'd be crying shame if those people, and yourself included, aren't able to get a pair. I just think being an anniversary as well, I think it's just a dope pair to have. Just like the camos. Really, the camos came out 2020. They were retroed in 2020. And the one before that, I believe, was it 2014? I can't remember now, but they retroed it from then. So
yeah, I think it's definitely coming full circle. Like with a lot of these retros, like how many Air Max 1s, even Air Max 90s or whatever, had that 20-year gap. Like I can't think off the top of my head, but there was a couple Air Max 1s last year, I believe, that had a 20-year. And this year, sorry, I had a 20-year sort of retro, especially with the chlorophylls and everything else. We had Cordella saying they got a shipping email yesterday. I still don't believe it until I see the box. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, man. Harry says, was there any extra fees if you bought them on the Patta site, like what they done with the Huff release?
No. I believe my ones were from Patta UK, so it would have been whatever was allocated to the UK stores. Would have been what's going to be shipped out. So there's no fees at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the Huffs, we had to pay the fees from the States and everything else.
Yeah, I think they specifically said it on the website on Patta, saying no import fees or taxes and stuff like that, which was cool, man. Which was cool. And then that kind of made me think, that messed me up, because I was thinking, okay, no taxes, nothing. I'm going to, add all the t-shirts and everything else, thinking I had all the time in the world. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. It happens, and it happens. I think we've lost your camera, Haas. But yeah, I think let's just hope. Let's hope there's a restock. Hopefully all the cancel, because I know there was a few people that messaged me and showed me like some people had cancelled orders because they use that 10% off discount code, which is crazy, man. They should honor it. At least charge them that extra 10% they got discount from. or discount of. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Can you hear me still, by the way?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah. Sorry, my camera's actually run out of battery, so
Okay.
replacing that. Yeah. I just think it's wrong that people have been penalised for actually using the 10% discount code. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I do believe it's a bit weird offering a 10% discount code for a brand new release, because if I'm looking at that as a consumer, I'm thinking, well, hold on a minute, I've paid £145, but someone's managed to get a 10% discount code for a brand new release. It's just a bit weird, you know?
Yeah, it baffles me that they could even accept accept the code, because surely if they weren't allowed, they wouldn't have accepted it or said this can't be applied to this release or whatever. And I don't even know how people had time to enter the code. I tried to enter or tried to add the t-shirts in, and then it was like, that was it, out of stock or whatever it was. Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just Patta, usually when they do these drops, they're really good with it usually, but I just think this time around, with such demand, I suppose there would have been much more demand than the last drop.
Yeah,
I think they could have done a bit better, but yeah, we don't know also if there were any bots involved, how many were sort of backdoored maybe, because we know it happened. But yeah,
it does, man. It's who you know sometimes, isn't it? Not what you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many captures did you get? Because I think I had about 3, because I skipped one by accident.
So I had one, and I had to do, I think it was the bike I had. So I had to click any pictures of the bike.
Right.
Luckily I had one. The only problem for me was they just recently sent me a new card, like a new credit card. So I had to input the card number, the new one, when it went to the pay section. So it was a bit of a nervy one, because it was there in the basket, and when you go into shop pay, and then I had to add a new card. So I was like desperately trying to add the card, thinking it's gonna go. And then when I actually got it in, I just couldn't believe it. It said order placed, all done. I was like, wow. In the end, it was easy.
Yeah.
So that had me thinking, like, is it an easy cop? Because I went straight back to you after that, thinking, did you manage to get yours as well? And I'm thinking you're gonna come back to me with the dub now, and yeah, it just wasn't. I remember how stressed you were, bro.
Oh man, do you know what? It's the early access. Yeah. I think what Ajossi was saying as well, he said he got the early access randomly. They gave everyone like a 30-minute window to access what they want, because it was a capsule, wasn't it? It was the socks, the t-shirts, and the shoes, obviously. He said he was so excited, and because his PayPal wasn't working, apparently, because he was abroad, he was panicking. He tried a card, checked out with the shoes, tried to go back for the socks. I did the opposite. I tried to add everything in and ended up with nothing. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. I've already said it beforehand. Like, this year, it's kind of like a keep it moving kind of year, because there's so many releases. Even next year's a crazy one. So yeah, if I get a good price or a restock, then yeah.
But shout out to one person in one of my groups. He actually managed to get the shoes and the whole clobber to go with it as well. The t-shirt, the socks, and everything. And I had to say to him, look, congratulations, because you're the only person I know that has the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And didn't get booted out. So congratulations, And it was a size 9. Oh man,
that makes it worse.
Size 9, kid.
He nicked my cart, man. He nicked my cart. Kill Switch has got a good point, actually, or a good question. Do you think the Ma Maniere 4s will sit for a bit like the 3s?
Oh,
that's what you're thinking.
I don't know. I think, look, one thing you got to know is the 4s have always been more popular than the 3s, right? Don't get me wrong, the 3s are fantastic. I just think the 4s are a different beast, man.
Yeah.
4s, because what it is, every sort of youngster will want the 4s as well.
Yeah.
Like every young person you see out there has probably got some version of a Jordan 4.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to be more popular than the 3, and I don't think they'll be sitting, bro. If I'm being honest with you.
Interesting. Do you know what though? I kind of think the opposite to an extent, because I thought because of the freeze was so popular, the first drop, the white pair, I think everyone that either had them and wanted to complete the pack, or everyone that missed out on the first one, the white one, they wanted the black pair. So for them to sit was crazy for me. Now, obviously, me and you, bro, we were buzzing, messaging each other, sending pictures of the shoe and stuff like that. But the fours this time around, I think it's, especially in UK anyway, they might sit just because they're going to be a hard shoe to wear, especially in this weather, man. And I think with the freeze being very wearable, it was a black shoe, predominantly like a black cement free. Maybe the fact that it might be a harder shoe to pull off, and the fact that the freeze have just come out and there's so many releases around the same time, who knows? Who knows, man? I think it could sit, but it will still sell out. I don't think it will sit for too long.
Yeah, yeah, quite possibly. I mean, look, I just think collaboratively, being the 10th anniversary, being a Jordan 4, all of these things combined, I just think it's going to be the more popular shoe. That's my general feeling on it. Obviously, I hope they sit for my sake and your sake and everyone else watching the show. I really do hope everyone is able to get a pair. Like you said, that we were surprised, you know, when we managed to cop a pair of the freeze. So yeah, I hope I'm wrong in this instance and Erkin is right. You know, let's pray that's the case. But yeah.
So with your freeze, did you? Sorry, Has. Did you? Where did you get your freeze? Was it Offspring, or maybe you saying?
So I went into the raffle with Offspring, and they sent an email out to say that I, you know, won a pair to buy. So yeah, I got mine from the flagship store in Selfridges, King's Cross.
Right. Okay. Because I think someone had on their story, they went to pick up their pair, but they saw so many pairs like uncollected in their sort of like shelving unit behind the counter. Yeah. And in the end, obviously, Offspring put out, look, first come, first serve. Even I believe there were some sizes restocked online. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Because I obviously won. A lot of people know this. Obviously, I won them on the Ma Maniere website. A lot of people got stung with the import fees. For some reason, it didn't happen for me. I don't know what blessing I had then, but yeah, it was crazy. And for them to sit, especially Offspring, because people normally enter only because they're gonna definitely go and collect and buy from them. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was just blessed to have actually gotten a pair. And you know what? Even if people like to call it Brits, even if they Brits, I would still say this is one of the best shoes of the year. You know, for me, anyway, it's absolutely fire pair.
Yeah. See, James says £80 he got charged the import fee, which is it's mad, man. It's mad. Let's go back to Kudella's comment. I haven't seen that much hype around fours. I still want to go back for the threes. You know what? I think the fours are, it's true, but it's only because there's so much coming out around the same time. I think people have sort of overlooked the fours. But when they do come out, it might sit. But at the same time, I don't think for too long. Man.
Yeah. Once people realize that they're out there and they can get a pair, I think they'll sort of blow off the shelves. But hopefully we'll all get a pair.
I think as well. I think people might just wait for the resale prices to just plummet. Like people are just going to buy them. And it's stupid because some people buy, they don't return them, or they can't return them, I guess. And then they'll just put them for retail online, and then you end up haggling under retail and stuff like that. So
it becomes a bit of a mess, really.
It's
for the seller anyway.
It's mad, man. It's mad. But look, man, I've kept you for too long. It's been over 2 hours, which is crazy because it's flown by. Been an amazing chat. Obviously, all the broskies in the chat as well, loving our conversation and the topics at hand. Hopefully that we'll try and sort something out again next week. I'm hoping if your schedule lines up, if mine line up. And hopefully you get the chlorophylls in hand then too. Then that way we can talk about it. Obviously the Visties as well. And it's definitely not the last time you see Hass on the channel because we both got similar taste. And this guy, man, he can't be stopped at the minute. So shout out to Hass. Just let us know where they can find you and shout out your bits, bro.
So you can catch me on Instagram most of the time. I do post on there 2 to 3 times a week. HB Kicks with 2 Zs on the end of it, so you can catch me there. I do actually go on a few other podcasts as well, but that's to do with football. But we're not talking about football, we're talking about shoes, so it's all good. And there's my handle right there. So yeah, got a few with me in there. Yeah, and just a few shoes on feet. So yeah.
Fire pictures, bro. Fire pictures.
Thanks, man. By the way, as well, I do photography. So all the pictures you see on my profile, just photos taken by me, mostly professionally. So yeah.
Man. Do you know what though? I got to say, you got off lightly. Haven't mentioned a single thing about yesterday, the North London derby. You thought you got off lightly, bro.
Let's not go there. But look, I've got to say, congrats. I never harbor hard feelings, to be honest, bro. And you know what? The first thing that came to my mind was you've had a bit of a tough week, obviously, with the chlorophylls and everything else. I thought at least he's got some sort of solace from knowing that, you know, Tottenham beat Arsenal in the North London derby. So, bro, kudos to you. Well done. Congratulations.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Look, if it weren't for the 180s going for cheap, and obviously the early release of the Duck Camos, it would have been a resale thing for sure already. But bro, what I'll do, we'll talk. We'll message every day anyway. We'll definitely set up another live stream. Everyone go follow Hass. Obviously, show him some love, even though he's a Tottenham fan. Sound geezer. We'll definitely cook up something soon, and we'll talk online. Hopefully, the next live stream with the chlorophylls and the Visties in hand, man. But Broski, smash a like on this video, give us a follow, and as always, until the next episodes, take care. Peace.